Hello, this is another tutorial on an app that can be used for infographics or digital storytelling. This particular app is called Easly, and in order to locate it, www.easel.ly. That takes you to this site. Now there's a free account that you can sign up for. That gives you access to most of what you would ever need to do. There is a pro account. I believe it's $3 a month. If you wanted to go that far, if you found yourself using this a lot, it has some more templates, some more images, shapes, a few more bells and whistles that you can add in like a lot of these things do. But I have found that the basic free version is perfectly acceptable. So you sign up for free at this particular location here, and you can sign up with your Facebook account or with your Google Plus account, or you can use just an email. And once you already have one, you'll go to the login page, which I do. And I will log in. And that will take you to this screen. I don't have to worry about that. And so basically, you have a bunch of examples. There's, as you can see, 2+ million visuals have created. And you can create your own, or you could grab something. You can search by category and get something that is kind of an idea. You can find one of these, or you can build one from scratch. So let's see, which one do I want to pick here? Mobile recruitment is here to stay. So maybe I'm going to do an HR project and I want to talk about how companies use social media and mobile device recruiting. Now, if you take a look at this and you look at some of the language, probably not something that's written in English for the most part. And if you can see the .nl, I believe that's the Netherlands. So probably not what we want to do. But let's say this is a template that we like. Here's that little example that they'll throw out all the time. Here's whether or not you want to go to the pro version, only $3. I think it's $3 a month. It's not just $3. So let's talk a little bit about the menu. We're on the stage right here. And basically all you're going to do is you're going to go up to this toolbar here, and you're going to be able to do a bunch of things. Okay, as the image will show, you got backgrounds, you can draw shapes, you can add text box, you can add charts from ones that they already have in existence, or you can upload a lot of the same from your own computer rather than using what they have here. And there's some other tools over here to the side that we'll talk about in a minute. Themes are really themes, and themes just means that you have a visual image. Visual theme is what a theme is, and then there are objects and all that. So first of all, before we go into doing one of these, let's talk about things like instructional strategies and why you might want to use these yourself or have your students use these. These can be used both from an instructor point of view and from a student point of view. So they would allow a student to clarify thinking. They would allow them to classify ideas, to show a reflective judgment. So that's a little bit of an affective learning concept. They can highlight similarities and differences, which shows that a student has a deeper understanding that goes beyond surface level knowledge, and form generalizations based on some types of categorized items. So it can sharpen analytical skills. You can highlight similarities and differences, show relationships, that type of thing. So you can do a little comparison, contrasting. For the most part, this is known as an infographic, or other people would use tools like this for digital storytelling. So let's get started. So we have one on the screen here, a theme or a theme, but we could click on the themes and we can drag a theme onto the canvas, which I've already done here, or we can start fresh. So if I didn't really have any of these that I looked at, any of these pre-made themes, and again, you got a bunch of them, And when you get to the end, want more, go Pro. But if I didn't find one that I thought would work for me, I could actually start fresh and build everything. That's a little bit more of an intermediate step. You might want to see if one of these themes can work for you before you try to build one from scratch. If anyone's ever using Prezi, it's very similar to the Prezi presentational tool where you can start fresh or you can grab one of the themes and modify it and edit. So I'm going to start with one of the themes. So I already have one here. Okay. So I can just go throughout the areas. I can grab an object, so I can search for all kinds of different types of objects. And I'll have some here. Maybe I have a person that I want to talk about, or I could show. It's just a matter of click and drag. And then I can size this thing because this is an image. So I can size this. I can grab corners. I can take the top and twist things in a different direction. So if I wanted to point maybe at this South America down here, 33%, I can do that. So obviously I can go in, I can add all kinds of other options. That's kind of large, looks like a shark. And shrink this down, grab it somewhere, shrink it down further. And maybe I want to pop that over here, okay? Again, I can twist it and so forth. There are background changes that I can make. Each one of the themes will start with a background. This looks like it's kind of like a blackish gray, but I can take another background and drag it onto the canvas or drag it onto the stage, if you will, and you find out that some of them might look a little bit better than others. So you can make kind of an easy change like that if the thing is close. And let's go here. Maybe this will work for what I need to do. Now, all of these areas, these are just text areas here. So obviously, since this is in, I think that's Dutch, if we're talking about the Netherlands, you can put this in English. It's just a matter of, I can type anything I want in here. And there we go. I've now changed that language. I got all kinds of things that I can do with colors and what have you, just like you can in any type of an editing function. And all of these areas I can click on. I can click on some of these images. I can click on these numbers and change them. Okay, so that's background and then some of the changes that I can make just in the editing features. I can position things either higher or lower. I could take it all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. I have my text situations. I can clone things. So if I take and create an object and I get it just perfectly, I can click on that object and then clone so that it makes two of them. I can draw. So I have lines. I have lines with arrows if I wanted to point something out. You know, I can do that kind of a thing, get it right where I want it to be. Various types of stair-step types of drawings, and then the squiggly S drawings. Shapes. And I can make it smaller, I can make it larger, I can duplicate the shape. Text allows me, I can do a title, I can do a header, I can do a body, bullets, numbers, alphabets. So a lot of this stuff in here is just a text box of various shapes and sizes. I can take charts. There's certain types of bar charts, line charts, and I can bring them in and then adjust what I need to adjust based on the text and or the numbering situation. And then I can go and I can upload. So I get an add files, which allows me to go to get an Excel spreadsheet or anything I want. I'm not going to do that now. Again, it'll land in here somewhere and you can move it where you want. You can expand the size and everything. So basically, you have the templates, you have your themes, you have your objects and stuff, and then you have your save button, which is up here when you are all done and ready to rock and roll. So again, Easily is an infographic tool which allows you to convey information with a strong visual approach. It's a great way to show numbers and numerical data. It's also a great way to do digital storytelling There's free templates, and it's easy to get started. As you can see, you can use a template or make it from scratch. So everything in here, as I've shown, is editable. You basically have the background, the images, and the text, and then when you're all done, you save and you give your visual a name. You also have the ability to share it. You can download it. You can clear the entire stage if you've decided that it would be better to start over than make some edits. I can share it, so I can share it by email. There's a shareable link that will be created. I can get the embed code. I can do a group share, and that's what works especially if you're using some of those social media things like Google+, Facebook, what have you, makes it quite easy to share. And then when you're done, there is present mode. So you can see kind of what it will look like in its digital storytelling format, and then exit. You're done. So, and when you're in this particular screen, this allows you to do all of your particular edits. Make sure when you edit, you do a save afterwards. This is not like some of these Google apps that auto saves. You need to save after you make any changes in your particular document. Just to show you a couple of other things here is there is a grid mode, which if you're trying to make sure that you have things, let's say, lined up straight, you don't have things underlined, but you'd like to make sure that things are lining up in a particular box. You want to center something in an area. You can, oops, I just need to click it once, otherwise I open it up. You can move that and then use lines to, grid lines kind of allows you to line things up again. Got the famous undo button, or Control Z, Command Z, for those of you that are into the techno part of it. You can zoom in to various areas and then zoom out. You can see the percentages change here, 110% down to 100%. And that's pretty much it. It's relatively easy, and have fun creating infographics with Easily. Thanks.